Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show, to the channel on YouTube or on Facebook. Today, I'm going to give you some of my thoughts on karma, and it's a much bigger topic than I can understand with my human brain. But I think often there might be some misunderstandings about karma. That it's a simple matter of if you do good things will happen to you. If you do bad things will happen to you. That's kind of a basic understanding a lot of people have, but I do believe it's more complex than that, much more complex. And although I don't have the full picture on that in human form, let me just give you some experience that I had, which helped me to understand it better. Now, you may know if you saw some of my other videos that in my earlier life, things were really rough, things were really difficult, really tough, and I used to struggle with the experiences that I had and the impact of those experiences. I was left traumatized. But anyway, many healings later, and I'm still healing. I've changed some of the way that I look at things. So about 11 years ago, I used to think I must have done some terrible things in past lives, that these awful things are happening to me now, awful things that have happened to me in this life. And I was talking to somebody once about this. I wasn't in a great state of mind, and my friend gave me a totally different perspective, which helped to unburden my mind a lot, and that's why I'm telling you this story now. So my friend at the time, I'm going to credit her with this story. So she had known me for a couple of years at that stage, and when I was talking about I must have done something terrible in past lives to have these awful things happen to me in this life, she told me that she wrote a short story, and she is a great writer. She doesn't like her name to be used, but she has the pen name of Aster Gaudio. And I know she would want to be credited with this story, but she said in this story, she based it on myself, which I thought was a really lovely tribute, really lovely compliment. She said in the story there was a king who was a really just king, and the country flourished under him. Everybody loved him. He always had great concern and compassion for the people. He was really a servant of the people as their leader. So there was no, people were wanting for nothing. They had everything they needed. They had justice, they had peace, they were allowed to be themselves, they were encouraged to bring out the best within themselves, to let their light shine. And everybody was chanting, "The king is good, the king is good, the king is good." And the king spoke to his advisor one day and said, "I don't know why everybody thinks I'm good. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do." And the advisor said, what do you mean? What do you mean? Of course you're good. Look at all the things you do for everybody. You love the people. You really care about them. You're always doing good things for them. And the king said, "Yeah, but that's easy for me because I've never been challenged. I've always had everything I ever wanted. I've always had everything I ever needed. I've never suffered. I've never had trauma. I've never had tragedy. I've never really been hurt. So it's easy for me. I've been showered with love all my life from the moment I was born. So it's easy for me to give love because I have so much of it in me. I've received so much of it." But he said, I wonder if I went through difficult times, would I still be good? He said, I don't know if I'm really good until I'm really challenged. And then let's see what comes out. Will I be aggressive? Will I be nasty? Will I do terrible things out of anger for the terrible things that have happened to me? So the king decided that in his next life he was going to be born poor, going to be born into the peasant, the peasant class, the most, probably the most lower class in society. That the family he would live in would struggle for money, that there wouldn't always be enough to eat, that he would be bullied, that he would be abused, that he would be made fun of, that all these terrible traumatic things would happen to him, because he wanted to test himself, that if he went through all these difficulties, what would emerge in him. So he went through his next life, going through all those experiences, all those awful experiences. And then one day, in his adult life, he met the person who was his advisor in the previous life, and they recognized each other in the soul. And they were saying, wow, not even death could keep us apart, even though the bodies were different and their social circumstances were different and everything was different. They met each other in the soul, and they recognized each other, and they had a glimpse of past life memory when he was the king and she was the advisor. And having been through all those challenges, and he told the advisor everything he told the person who was the advisor in the previous life all the challenges he had been through. And the advisor said, and rather than get bitter or angry or go into rage, what comes out of you still is the goodness. So that's how you know you're good. So coming back to my friend from 11 years ago who was telling me this story. Okay, I know I'm not a perfect person for sure, but she was able to point out several good things that I'd done despite everything I'd been through. So it was part of my mission to break the cycle of passing on trauma. That was part of my mission in this life. So when things happen to us, it doesn't necessarily mean that we were bad in a past life. It's probably that we challenged ourselves to see if we could bring out the best in ourselves, to see what we're made of, really. And in truth, we're made of goodness. There is no baby born into this world who is bad. Not one baby who is born into this world who is bad. We are all born pure goodness, pure love. And as life goes on, we get challenged and difficult things happen to us, and we all react in different ways. And I know it's easy to judge someone who's reacting in a certain particular way when we haven't walked in their shoes. Because things are happening to us doesn't mean that we've done something terrible in past lives, but that we want to find the depth of goodness within us, the depth of love within us. And that just changed the whole thing. That just changed my whole way of thinking about it, my whole way of thinking about myself. So again, I say that these difficult experiences that I've been through, they were my teachers. I didn't realize that for a long, long time, but yes, they were my teachers. They taught me to find the best in myself, and they're still teaching me, because I still get triggered, I still get, trauma is still there, and yeah, I get rattled, sure, we all do, but I think and I feel and I believe that healing is an ongoing process while we're here on earth. So even though I get triggered at times or unpleasant things happen at times, I just also ask myself, what is this experience trying to teach me? What is this trigger trying to teach me? And it's amazing, because even when triggered and digging up feelings in a safe way that have been buried for decades, when I sit with them, when I stick with them, I get to the root of them, and then I realize where it came from, and I can uproot it. And that's great. It just unburdens. It unburdens the mind, it unburdens the heart, and hopefully makes me able to appreciate life more and be a better person in my interactions with people. So please, whoever you are, whatever you've done, if you've done things you're proud of, if you've done things that you're ashamed of, pause, pause, pause. In the spiritual world, you are unconditionally loved. You are unconditionally loved. Just, stop judging yourself harshly. And yes, do your good actions, even if you've done 100 bad actions or 1,000 bad actions or 1,000,000 bad actions in the past. You have the choice now to do some good actions. And as the Bhagavad Gita tells us, don't do those good actions for a reward. Do them because they're the right thing to do in that moment. And that is how you can express your generosity. Not doing something for a reward. Or not doing something with an expected outcome, not doing something for a trade-off. Okay, like when we're grocery shopping, obviously we're in a trade-off situation. I give you money, you give me groceries, But in your day-to-day actions with people, I remember a conversation where somebody said, somebody might do something good for you to help you, but you might not know about it for 10 years, or you might never know about it, because the person who did that good thing for you or that nice thing for you, they're not looking for recognition, and we can all do that. If we can all do that once a day or 2 or 3 times a day, then it becomes part of our daily life. Okay, and look, we are not designed to be perfect. I remember working in the hospice many years ago, and there was a good man who had lived a good life, and he knew he was dying. He was going to die within a few days, and he did. But one of the last conversations I had with him, he said to me he was worried about facing God and being judged. And this was the year 2000, 24 years ago. And I was more of a philosophical person then, not really tuned into spirituality so much, a little bit, but not so much. I had blocked out so much of the spiritual experiences I talk about now. But in that moment, when he said he was worried about going to hell, it just came to me. I think maybe it might have been inspired, but I said, that God you believe in, who created you, did not design you to be perfect. You were designed to make mistakes, and so same for me, same for us all. So it's not your fault. It's not your fault if you got things wrong at times. Just learn from what you did, try and do better next time. And I think that's all you can do. And that's all any of us can do. Is guaranteed 100%. As we go through life, we will continue to make mistakes, and we'll continue to do good things. Making mistakes does not prevent us doing good things also. It does not prevent us from trying to correct those mistakes or trying to learn from them and to move forward. Okay? So do the good thing, whatever it is, not for a reward, but because it is the good thing to do in that situation. Okay? So that's kind of all I have to say about karma for the moment. Please let me know what you think, what your understanding of karma is. Let me know if you found anything helpful in what I said here. And please, thank you for watching. Well, first of all, thank you for watching the video up to this point. And I'd like to ask you to please subscribe, add your comments, whether they're on Facebook or on YouTube. And yes, also I want to remind you that the next meeting of NDE-SDE Ireland on Zoom is on Sunday 28th of July, 6 p.m. Irish time, 6 to 8 p.m. So hopefully we'll see you there, and have a good week. And love, love, love. It's all about love. Alright, take care. Bye-bye.